So, hello guys, I just thought I'd do a little update. I'm in the process of sorting my desk out. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to be making proper videos for a month or so. But I just want to show you my desk setup. I also want to get some critique on the what I'm using. I'm trying to cut down the cameras a little bit. I've got some new monitors coming, which is going to make life a little bit easier for me. Excuse me one sec. I've had a really dry throat all day today, and drinking is really helping. So let me show you some of the sequences I've put together. Just having a little play around, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing. And obviously, if you can listen and look, and I know some of you guys are really good at critiquing. So this is one of the intros that's far from finished that I'm going to do. Let's have a little look. So I've got the wrong camera on. Sorry. So as you see, I've still got to play with them. So I've got this Stream Deck where I can just press buttons and it does all the sequences for me. Unfortunately, it defaults to a camera that I'm no longer using, but I will just go back to that camera now. Excuse the mess, but I'm just going to show you the desk as it is. This, which I think this is going to give me rather a nice working view. It covers most of my cutting board, workboard. It can be lifted up a little bit further up if I need to. As you can see, I can go way too high there, or I can come really close in if I want to be doing something close up. But I think for most work, this is going to be adequate. So I'll just bring you back to what I'm calling Dizzy Cam. So there we go. So just like the last project I did, which unfortunately I was never able to finish, I will be making my own desk, but it will be a dedicated desk. Sorry, let me just cut this bit of tag off because it's very annoying, the fact that I can see it on camera. Excuse me. So what's going to happen, you can see, well, let me get the Dizzy Cam out again. So at the aircraft on their way. Two have been delivered today. Work has been very supportive of me. I'm just going to move that camera. Sorry, as you can see, I'm kind of tweaking as I go. I think that's slightly better, isn't it? Gets me a little bit more in the camera. So work's been very supportive, and because I work the long shifts, when something's due to come, I'm very rarely at home, and I've been having so much trouble with couriers, and work have said, well, why don't you have all your parcels delivered at work? Which kind of makes sense, because I'm at work 5 days a week and I'm off 2 days a week, so I spend more time at work. So I've had I tested a little parcel. I haven't got his. I've got to say hello to this guy, MJR Models and Hobbies. He is absolutely amazing. He has a Facebook group called Model Kits for Less, and he does do some really good prices. So give them a look if you can. But he sent out. He does this wonderful layaway plan where he basically offered me a little bit of credit. He said, as long as it's paid within 3 months, that's fine. And I said, well, the problem with that is that sometimes circumstances beyond my control happen, so I'd much rather give you the money, and then when I've saved up enough, buy the kits. And he says, yeah, that's fine, we have a lot of kids do that anyway. So that's actually going to help with my modelling on a budget series that I'm planning on doing. I've also got 2 models coming, should be here today, due half an hour ago. You know what these couriers are like, but sometimes you get these standard emails from Royal Mail saying usually by 3 o'clock, and then they turn up at 6-7 o'clock and you've waited in all day. But two more exciting kits coming. So as you can probably guess, there's going to be a lot of scale models happening to my channel. There are going to be a couple of part works. There's one Hachette part work and one Agora Models part work. I am behind on the part works, so what I will probably do, like I did before with the Hachette part work, I'm probably going to do two issues in one video until I catch up. And then with regards to the Agora, I thought I'll do two issues per video, but then I'll release 2 videos a week, because they do release, it's 8 or 10 issues depending on the part. But then I'm going to be doing some scale modelling. I want to show you this that I've done. This was, sorry, I'm just trying to find it. As you can probably tell, I haven't got the hang of my drawer layout yet. So I was doing some experimenting. This is a model kit of a Seahawk, which I have no intention of putting that onto YouTube at all. But this was mainly, you can't see it so well with the camera. Let's see if I can get a better view from here. So what I've tried to do there is do some fading. So you can see there you've got some worn, you see how the paint isn't smooth one colour, it's all mixed. You can see you've got dark spots and light spots. I still need to put some washes and things into this, but yeah, that's a new experiment I was doing, which I think for a first effort has, oops, this is actually a really good bit to work on, because out of all of this is the only bit that's going to be seen. So it didn't matter if I mucked this up. But can you see how you've got the different, obviously when this is brand new, you paint it one colour, but then as it gets exposed to the elements, patches of it goes lighter and some of it's darker, and all sorts of weird things. So I'm gonna get you guys to try and play a little part in my channel. I know what I want to model, and I want to kind of go along those themes. Excuse me 1 second. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I've got a cold or the flu coming, or if I've just picked up, it could be asthma, hay fever, the time of the year. I tend to get a little bit more ill in the winter, which I suppose most people do, but I'm not invincible, unfortunately, and as I get older I get less and less invincible. So yeah, I know the themes that I want to go down, but I'm not going to be one of these people that stick purely at that theme, because I've had people in the past push me into areas that I'm not quite 100% comfortable with, and I've come out going, do you know what, I'm glad I got pushed into that. So yeah, I'm not gonna so what I want to do is, when I do a scale model, I want you guys to sort of talk to me about what you want to see next, and then maybe guide me, but just as importantly, why. Some of my US Navy aircraft that I'm doing, I want some of the older ones, because I do like the white and the grey paint scheme, but saying that, there's some interesting newer schemes. They do mainly, it's an all over grey, but they do different shades of grey. Some kits are harder than others because of certain things, and that's all things that I want to try and tackle. As always, I'm happy to fail. I'm as happy to fail as I am to succeed. There's nothing wrong with failure, so long as you learn something from it. So I will be doing three series. One will be just straight scale modelling. One will be I'm hoping to pass on any hints and tips that I pick up for people to see. And the third one is going to be modelling on a budget. Now, I'm convinced that if you get into the game gently, you can actually build up quite a lot. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting a monthly budget using MJR Models and Hobbies, who I just think, as I said before, I think are brilliant. But what we can do is we can put in £10 a week and use that as a monthly budget, and then we can buy things from him based on that budget. We can also perhaps look at eBay. There's a lot going on with eBay. Amazon can be a good source, not always the best, depends what you're trying to pay. And we'll just do a little series. So maybe what we'll do is we'll perhaps start off with one of these Airfix starter kits. That will give us a kit, a brush and a few basic paints, and then maybe we could go for something like, if we started off with say a Spitfire, maybe we can make our second model a Hurricane, because the Hurricane and the Spitfire are using similar paints. It's just going to help us build a few little paints up, and then maybe we can any leftover budget we can just go towards getting some extra paint, or keep that budget, and then maybe look at doing something a little bit bigger, which is I tend to find with these kits, these cheap starter kits, they are cheap enough to be able to just pick one up, but they are kind of weekend hobbies. And what you'll probably find is that if you buy a cheap kit for say £5 or £10, you might get it completed in, let's say, 10 hours. So that works out that it's cost you £1 per hobby time. You might then go out and buy a big kit and it's say £50 to buy, which is obviously 5 times more expensive, but it might require 100 hours of your hobby time. So therefore the hobby cost is 50p per hour, if any of this makes sense. It does in my head. So therefore the £50 kit is cheaper than the weekend kit because it requires more time. However, it requires a larger outlay, and then these larger kits you don't tend to get the paints with them, so you need to build up a few basic paints before you go. Once you've got these paints and brushes behind you, then obviously you're now saving the money. So you know, maybe the starter kits is a good way to go, and some of these starter kits are actually not bad. And then maybe as we get more into it, we can maybe look at getting cheaper things. One of the things that I'm into is airbrushing, and I personally don't think that you have to spend a lot of money on an airbrush. However, I didn't intend for this video to be quite so long, so as I say, primarily it's just a little sound check. It's also just to put a video out there just so you guys know I'm around. I did put up a live video a couple of weeks ago, and the response was overwhelming. I was so I was almost in tears, actually. I was just so happy, and the feedback I got was fantastic. So yeah, don't think I've gone away. I am coming back, and I'll tell you else who is still with me, and I'm very, very happy about this. There we go. So here I am making stuff. I don't really want the keyboard in the way, and I don't use it while I'm making, so I just want to pop that underneath the desk. Another thing I bought, and I never thought of this as an issue before, but when we do part works, don't we get through some batteries? So I found this, and this might actually be the first decent thing I've ever bought on Wish. So I bought this on Wish. This is a let me show you on the overhead camera, because it will look a little bit better. Oh, look at how it fits in. So this is a battery holder. So this section is for button batteries, which I don't use many of them, but they're there. It comes with a mounting screws and wall plugs. This section here is for AAA batteries. This section is for AA's, and then you've got the 9-volt batteries, you've got the C's and the D's, and it comes with a battery tester. And this was quite funny because this feels really, really cheap. It feels such a low quality, but you guys know I'm not bothered about the feel so much as the functionality. You know, would you rather have something that feels premium that doesn't work well, or something that feels cheap that does a job perfectly? And I actually, when I picked this up, I went, well, where's the batteries? And it doesn't need batteries because you put a battery in it by testing it. So you just pop the battery in there, and there you go. So that's dead handy, and it clips in there, and like I say, the whole thing is wall mountable. So as you see, that nothing's falling out. You got to turn it about that angle before they start to fall out. But if it's mounted on a flat wall and not shook about, it's actually pretty decent. And so what I'm going to do is sort of once a week I'm going to buy a set of batteries. These are all my non-rechargeables, and then this is a set of 12 rechargeables that I bought. So these have all been charged up, and then these are two non-rechargeables that are ready to be used. And then once I get through these I got from Poundland, and I don't ever want to buy these again. They've got a life of about 5 minutes, but they kind of They work, but that's about it. They don't do anything special. Right, so that is me, guys. So what I'll do from now then is I'm going to sign off now. As I say, because I've had a few, let's just say I've had a few personal issues, so finances are a little bit tight at the moment. I've got a fantastic job and I absolutely love it. And if anyone from work is watching, hi, thanks for all the support you've given me. But for me, it's the same old thing. I go in, I do the job that I've been shown what to do, and I try to be a little bit flexible, because as most of you guys know, flexibility works both ways. In fact, just today I've been asked if I can change my shifts, so instead of doing a middle, I'm actually going to be on lates. And I didn't say this at the time, but lates actually suits me a little bit better. So well, it does this week anyway, because it means that I can come home from work around about midnight, 1 in the morning, go straight to bed, get up about 8, 9 in the morning. I've got a couple of hours to myself, and then I can nip into work about, I think it's about 3 o'clock I start work. Yeah, 3 o'clock. So about 1 o'clock I start getting ready for work. So I've got about 2-3 hours to myself, get the kitchen sorted out. Because isn't that the trouble with having your own house? You've got to suddenly do housework and washing for work and all sorts of things. So yeah, so that's my update. I've got a few things on their way. I think my biggest problem really is, I say finances are a bit tight. It's not quite so much that the finances are tight, is that I can't stop myself from spending the money, which I've been doing a little bit too much of lately. But I've got some holiday coming up in May. Why have I just gone all fuzzy? So I've got some holiday coming up middle of May, which is 2 months away. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a little bit of money aside, and I'm going to get all of the wood that I need for the desk. So I need to get this this actual wood here. Let's see if I put this bit. This is actually a piece of it's like chipboard. It's what they use for boarding up broken windows and things. And we had some storms about a year ago, and I'm probably going to get myself in trouble for saying this. We had like a building site or something where they'd put all these boards up, and with the wind, one of them had come off. So I salvaged this. It was sitting in the middle of the road, and I thought, you know what, it's not perfect, but that'll be absolutely ideal for my desk. So it doesn't matter if I ruin this. I've actually cut it. There's a little bit I've cut here. Let me just go over to Dizzy. But it's absolutely perfect for what I need, as in I need something. This is definitely better than nothing. And I've just rabbited on another 10 minutes. Sorry, my phone's just gone off. I must remember to put my phone on silent. So guys, that is going to be it from me. So yeah, I will pop on with a few little videos from time to time. I might even appear on the odd live video with somebody else. You never know. If anybody wants me for lives, here I am. So yeah, guys, I hope I hope this has sort of whet your appetite for some things I'm going to do. I've got some new gadgets as well. I'm yet to try this out, but this is, I forget what it's actually called. It's called a paint puck. I watched a miniature painter and she recommended it. And this has got everything in one that you could possibly need. Let me find a crabby old brush. So, it's got somewhere to hang your paint. Obviously, you fill this bit up with water. And it's all it is a cylinder. But because there's a tight rubber seal, I don't fully trust it, so I am going to fill it up with water and I'm going to leave it in the bath overnight and we'll see how much leakage there is, but I'm confident there won't be any. So once you've filled it up, you put this on. So it incorporates a brush holder. Again, because it's rubber, it grips things. It's got this little lip there, so if you've got any drips come off your brush, they're obviously going to go in there. And if you look in the bottom, it's got all knobbly bits. So when you want to clean your brush, it just helps get the paint. I mean, you don't want to do that too much because you could damage your brushes. But yeah, you put your brush in and then just hang it. And I just thought it was really, really good. So I had to buy one. So I did buy one. Right, guys. So I'm going to leave you with my outro. Just for a bit of fun, make sure that still works fine, and then I will catch you in the next video I make will probably be an update video, but whenever that is, you guys look after yourself.